We're back for more, so let's review. Butt loop, BTLP. Bronchi is the big one. Trachea, larynx, pharynx. Beyond that, we have tiny microscopic sacs in the lungs called alveoli, and they're found at the ends of these branching called bronchioles, which then combine to form bronchus, the right and left bronchus, and then that forms the trachea, which is also known as the windpipe. The larynx is the voice box, the pharynx is the throat, and then these structures here. Let's continue on. So we have respiratory epithelium. Oh, I love this one. It's a favorite one for me to ask questions on. Pseudo, stratified, ciliated, columnar epithelium. That means stratified means layered. Pseudo is fake. So if you look at the epithelium, a lot of times you'll see this. Almost looks like it's layered. If you look at it, it looks like multi-layers. But because each cell touches the basement membrane or basal lamina, you have, although there's an illusion, it's not really layered. So it's one continuous cell that's either long or short. So they call this pseudo-stratified. There's cilia at the top. What are cilia for? To increase surface area for absorption. So pseudo-stratified ciliated columnar epithelium, because these have column shapes to it. One word for you guys to remember. And what is the point of cilia? Cilia moves. So if you look at all of this, why would I want to have a structure inside the lungs that would move? Well, what is the mucus for? To trap bugs, cells, invading substances, pollen, etc. Traps it in the mucus, and what do I want to do with the mucus? Well, I want to move it up and out. So the cilia will move it up and out. What happens with a smoker? Well, cilia is to move it, right? Smokers, there's a substance in the smoke or in the tobacco that causes the cilia to paralyze. If I can't move the cilia, I can't move the mucus up and out. What happens? What do you hear in a person that has paralyzed cilia? Well, they're coughing, right? It's a smoker's cough. They hack and hack because they're trying to get the same mucus up and out. Their cilia is paralyzed. So this is a cross-section of the nasal cavity as well as the oral pharynx. So this is nasal cavity, the oral cavity. Again, nasal cavity, oral cavity, and then the connectors. So this is nasopharynx, this is the oral pharynx, which is by the mouth, and this one is laryngopharynx because it's close to the voice box in this area. Same structures. This is the voice box. These are the structures that protect the voice box, I should say. And they're cartilage. The biggest, most prominent cartilage that you're going to see in a male, easily seen on a male, is called the thyroid cartilage. It sits above the thyroid gland. Be careful, they're not two in the same. And again, these are the vocal folds, which contain the vocal cords that are used for sound transmission. And structures all over again. We have the thyroid cartilage, which is the voice box, also known as the larynx. The trachea is the windpipe. And you notice all of these there's cartilage all around it. But what's the difference between the cartilage here and the cartilage here? Well, tracheal cartilage has a toilet shape. I see a toilet right here. I see the back of the toilet, and I see the toilet seat right here in the back end. It's not a closed cartilage because the esophagus is found behind. As food passes through, it'll protrude toward this space here, so it needs to have a little bit leverage.